Okay, so I pushed that trailer valve in. Reason why is because once you feed that air supply, it gets to the air rod suspension, which lifts the trailer up, which gives you more room right here. And that's how you're gonna get your straps mobile once they get stuck behind the tires. How jacked up the rub rail is on this trailer. Yeah, I know how to drive a forklift. I know how to load a trailer without doing that. Welcome back to my life story, guys, where it's all about me. That was a joke. I should say, welcome back to my life story where I'm trying to figure out how to live my life without the perspective of thinking that it's all about me, because it's not. I'm on a journey, okay? And today, what I'm about to do is going to prove it. It is 15:30 in the afternoon. I have received my next load. I am going to Home Depot off of Ponce de Leon in downtown Atlanta. That's right, we get to take one of these things into downtown Atlanta. That doesn't happen very often. Wow, it automatically knew exactly where I wanted to go because I was talking about it. I guess Jeagle is spying on us. Okay, so looking at my options here. This is actually, I said downtown, it's more like Midtown. Reason why I'm leaving all this in here is because this is a conundrum, guys. I don't have a truck GPS like a real one, and I'm literally having to get into the nitty-gritty of the streets of Atlanta here. I mean that quite literally. And the problem with Atlanta is not necessarily that there's not enough room for me to make turns on those main boulevards and stuff. The problem is there's too much traffic for me to have room. The streets are big enough as long as you stay on the main thoroughfares, but there's still so much traffic that it's nearly impossible to maneuver. And see, nobody wants to take that stuff into account, but it is the case. I know that from experience. Guys, I'm remaking this part of the video just to be thorough and straight to the point. In case you were wondering how I figured out how to get to Home Depot off of Ponce de Leon, I have a method and you guys have already seen it a little bit, but when it comes to places like downtown Atlanta that are very questionable for a truck, and things get all that much more intense, it takes a little bit more than my standard method of routing. The place that I'm trying to get to is actually here. So in the scheme of things, I'm trying to find a good road to take from the connector, which is right here, to get to that shopping center where the Home Depot is, right? If I'm coming up the interstate and I find the road, which I said Ponce de Leon Avenue, which is also US 78, so I know that much to start out with. But whenever I try to zoom in onto that road, this road right here, when I'm looking at that road and its orientation to the connector, the interstate, it actually does one of these weird numbers, and it comes to here and then it goes down a block and continues to go this way. But when you follow it and you see where it crosses over the connector, you see in this area that there's actually no access. There's no entry ramp, there's no exit ramp to the interstate from Ponce de Leon. That's an issue for me, and that stumped me at first, and I was like, well, how the hell am I gonna get onto, you know, US 78 or Ponce de Leon Avenue from the connector? You know, what's the deal? What's the issue? So that's when I started to look more in the area around Ponce de Leon Avenue, and I actually found this road right here, which is directly off of the connector. So that looks like a good way to get access. I mean, it goes directly to US 78, at which point I would just make a left turn, go this way, and eventually I'm going to come up on this address for Home Depot. So naturally, the next thing I would want to do is check out this road that's going to give me the access that I need. What's the name of the road? John Lewis Freedom Parkway Northeast, right? Okay, so let's look at it on Google Earth. Let's check it out. So if I put the address into Google Earth, I can kind of look at everything and backtrack my way from the actual physical address itself all the way back to the interstate, you know, the connector. And I'm seeing that Home Depot is right here. So I can go down and I can see, you know, the part of US 78 that I'm going to take to get there. There are obstacles, like for instance, there's an overpass right here. So I have to be mindful of that, but at the same time I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, trucks have to use this road to make deliveries to places like Home Depot. So really, is that overpass going to be an issue, or is it a normal thing? Well, US 78 is a US route, so I'm pretty sure that if the bridge is too low for trucks, it'll be marked. There'll be a clearance sign somewhere on it, and I'm not seeing a low clearance sign on this bridge by looking at it on Google Earth. So, okay, that's good. What about the route that I'm going to take to get in? Well, just from looking at it, I see that the docks are right here. And so I want to head, as soon as I get onto the property, I want to head in that direction. I don't really need to come over here on the front side. I need to stay, you know, on the back side of everything. So is there a clear path to get there? Yes, there is. Going this way. And basically, that's going to take me straight back to the docks where I get unloaded. So that's all figured out. But now let's backtrack, as I was saying, on US 78 to Freedom Parkway, the road I was talking about. Okay, the rest of US 78 looks good, it looks fine. What about Freedom Parkway? Well, I'm looking at it, it looks like a divided road. It is a main thoroughfare. And when I'm tracing this road, it's not a very long road. I'm not going to be on it for that long, but when I'm looking at it, I'm tracing it. I'm looking for things like tunnels, low clearances, overpasses, sharp turns, stuff like that I know will be a problem when I'm in the truck. So sure enough, there's this area, this part of this road that's got this tunnel on it, come to find out. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. And this tunnel, when I initially saw it, I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't go that way. Look at that tunnel. And it looks kind of low. You're looking at something like that. It looks like it could very potentially be a low clearance and something that you're not going to be able to fit under in a truck, right? I mean, look at that thing. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any signs. I'm not seeing it. Normally, with low clearances, you'll have like a rectangle sign right here, or you'll have a diamond sign on the actual clearance itself that's going to tell you that it's too low for trucks. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing like that on this tunnel. It's not marked. I'm looking at it on both sides from Google Earth. I'm not seeing any bright yellow signs, which is what you'll always find if there is actually a low clearance. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, maybe I will fit under it. There's another one right there, another overpass. There's actually a few of them. There's 3 altogether right there. But when I'm tracing it back to the interstate, I see that it connects right here. What's the ramp looking like? The ramp that's giving me access from the connector onto Freedom Parkway. Is it nice and wide? It looks okay to me. Okay, so this is probably a standard thing that most truck drivers do. I'm assuming, especially if you have to go into an area like this, it's probably standard common practice where you're going to use Google Earth to look at certain things, to trace your way to an address and look at every obstacle, double check it, triple check it to make sure that it's going to be good before you actually do it. You're seeing everything that you're going to come across. Well, like I said, there's problems that you're going to run into even using Google Earth, because we're not seeing. I know that tunnel is there. I know that those overpasses are there, but I don't know exactly how high they are, and I don't know if I'm going to fit under them. There's a solution to that, and I'm about to show you what you can do. And this is free. This is called Hammer. It's a truck GPS that you can get from Google Play. I'm not plugging it. I'm not sponsored by this this GPS. I'm just simply showing you how you can use this thing. Now, you can use it as a truck GPS like this. It's going to show you a route. Often these routes are completely unnecessary. The routes that it'll give you sometimes the most convoluted route that you could think of. So I don't use it as a truck GPS, but you can if you really need to. If you need to in a pinch, there it is. I don't know that I would trust it, but more importantly, if you hit this explore link, it's gonna show you the map of where you're at or where you're trying to go. And the cool thing about it is it will show you where the restricted roads are, the weight limit roads, and it will show you the low clearances, which is the only thing that I use it for. I don't use it for a truck GPS. I just use it for information because it shows you all these things. Okay, so I'm looking for Freedom Parkway which is right here, and I'm seeing these overpasses. You know, there's two of them right there. But what about the bridge? So I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna see if anything pops up. If you notice, there's a 13.6 clearance on that road. Okay, but I'm not seeing anything popping up for that bridge. Or I'm sorry, that tunnel. I'm not seeing anything pop up for that tunnel. I'm spanning the road. Okay. It looks like Freedom Parkway is good. It looks like I'll fit on that road, no problem. What about that overpass that we're going to drive under on Ponce de Leon Avenue? Does it say anything about that? Nope. So if it's not coming up on Hammer, then it must be good. I must have a clear route here. So I'm just showing you this to show you that there are plenty of resources for doing this kind of stuff. It's pretty straightforward. It just takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of research. I mean, yeah, this is definitely taking some time to show you these things, but I just wanted to show you how I do this kind of stuff, and I do it and I get off scot-free. I don't have any issues, except for maybe some traffic that I have to sit in that pop up. I don't ever get myself in hot water. I don't ever get myself into pickles doing it this way, and it works. And I just wanted to show you that and communicate with you on how you can do this without any issues. Okay guys, bit of a change of plans here. It's now tomorrow morning, quite early. It's about 5:30, and I had to switch it up a little bit. Reason why I couldn't deliver yesterday is because I was told if I couldn't get there by 1700 to don't bother, come back the next morning. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm about to boldly go where many trucks have not ventured. I'm about to go inside of the perimeter, and I'm about to go inside with this behemoth of a truck, the Western Star. Now, after looking at, you know, the route and everything, the best way to get in, building the route, I guess is what I should say, I realized that as long as the road that I'm planning on using is a truck route, this is not going to be complicated at all. It's actually going to be fairly simple as far as the directions go, the way that I'm going to take to get there. The issue is the traffic. And I think I was saying this yesterday, like these roads up here in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta, are extremely crowded. And because of that, you'll find it challenging to get around in a truck. There's the 285 interchange right there. So I'm on 75 going north. That's where I would normally always get off of 75 to get on 285 right there. But we're gonna pass it up this morning. We're gonna keep going north on 75. And not far up here, it's going to connect with 85, hence the term connector. Got about 10 miles to our exit. It's 248C. Freedom Parkway, which is actually just north of the I-20 interchange. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the camera on. I will make cuts to the footage accordingly. But this stretch of road right here, this is where things really get interesting. I've done this several times before. It's been a while since I've had to do it, but it gets real interesting right here. You've got a big contrast in the flow of traffic. You've got a mixture of people that want to go 100 miles an hour through here, and then you've got also people that want to go 50 miles an hour through here, and then everything in between. Speed limit right here in this particular spot is 65, but as you can see, there's a big contrast, and that can make things kind of dangerous. So this is going to require top-notch focus and skill to do successfully. When we come up a little bit more, you're going to start to be able to see the skyline of Atlanta. And as we get closer, you're going to, you know, it's going to get more interesting than this. There's the skyline. I can see it. I know you guys can't. I'm going to make sure that I don't go over the speed limit right here. Not even a little bit. It's still 65. Really trying not to you know, draw too much attention to myself either, because there are scouts. Okay, it's dropping to 55 right here. There are scouts on these roads that are looking for trucks up here. And though it might not be a common occurrence, I have heard of it before where they will actually pull you over. They'll pull you over just for being on this road right here inside the perimeter, because they want to know what your business is. They want to get up in your business, and because it's actually, you're actually not allowed here unless you're delivering here. So they'll want to look at your paperwork and stuff. There are trucks that will use the connector and use these inside the perimeter roads simply because they think that it'll save them time, so they do it even though they're not necessarily delivering inside this area. They'll do it anyway to save time, to prevent getting on 285. And those are the trucks that they're looking for. And you will get a fine for driving on this road. I should say unauthorized driving on this road. They will fine you for it. Okay, we're getting closer to the I-20 interchange. I don't know the lanes that I need to use. I don't know which lane I need to be in for sure. But I do know that the I-20 interchange is coming up. So I don't want to be over there on the right side. I know that, because those are going to be exit only lanes. Okay, it's 2 miles. But as soon as we get past that interchange for I-20, I have to get over, because that exit's coming right up. It's actually only 3 miles away from here. So as soon as I get some signs telling me which lanes are allotted to the access to I-20, I'll be able to figure out which lane I need to be in. Right now I'm just kind of in the middle. All right, 1 mile. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. I need to get over in that right lane. Okay. So it looks like this lane right here is good. It looks like it's that way anyway. is 1.4 miles from here. There's the Capitol building. John Lewis Freedom Parkway, 3/4 mile. I'm gonna get over. I gotta get all the way over. Go. This is also Georgia 10 East. There's a shot of downtown right there. And here's our exit. Okay, I'm not seeing anything saying no trucks, so that's good. I gotta slow down for this curve. No speed limit. Sign saying this right lane's gonna end. Yeah, there was no allotted speed limit on that ramp, or even any sign signifying that there was a curve coming up, but oh well. There is a tunnel on this road coming right up, and this is what I was looking at on Google Earth, trying to figure out if it was a gonna be a low clearance or not. I didn't see anything saying that, but still need to be vigilant and keep my eyes open. Now, because of this road right here that I'm on, it should not be that difficult. There's an overpass, but it looks good. It shouldn't be that difficult to get access to US 78, which the Home Depot that I'm going to is right off of, so. Yeah, I saw there's a couple of overpasses here. Actually, 3 of them, and then the tunnel's coming up. And I gotta make a left turn in less than a mile. Here's the tunnel. Okay, tunnel's good. I purposely came up here. I'm actually gonna have to wait for a couple of hours, or maybe just an hour and a half or so, before I do get up here. I mean, before they do unload me, because they're not open yet. I purposely got up super early in the morning to do this because I knew that these roads right here would be so packed out. It would make it extremely difficult to get around. Okay, we got a no truck sign right there. But I'm gonna have to use this road to get up here to this intersection where 78 is. Fact. Yep. Okay, it's this one. Yeah. I wonder why they won't let trucks on that part of this road. That's stupid. It's like overly complicating things for no freaking reason. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to make my left turn. I'm just feathering my clutch right now to make sure I don't stall. I am kind of on a hill. All right. That's kind of a narrow freaking turn right there. All right, this is Ponce de Leon right here, so this is Midtown. I'm gonna make a right turn coming right up here. Thankfully, I got up here before the street started getting real busy. There's another freaking overpass down here that's not marked that I have to drive under, but I'm pretty sure this one's good. I've been on this part of 78 before, so I know that I'll fit under that bridge in front of us. We're not far from like the Varsity and the Fox Theater and all that stuff. All right, we're gonna make a right turn in 400 feet, it says. So right here. Okay. All right, now we need to come this way. Make sure we take this turn super wide. There is a pickup truck there, a hot shot truck. Doing good. Now there's some docks down here. The docks you're seeing, that's actually Home Depot right there. So we made it. Wasn't too bad. As I know they're gonna unload me over here in this area. So I might just sit tight where I am right now, you know, for the moment. It's gonna be a minute. I said a couple hours. They said they'll unload me at 7 in the morning. They said that they'll unload me at 7 this morning, so that's about an hour and 10 minutes from now. Morning.
Morning, how you doing?
All right.
Oh joy. You want to hold on to that?
All right.
Got a camera up there, or is that a camera?
Oh yeah,
or a flashlight?
it's a camera. People love to watch this kind of stuff. So
Really?
yeah.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Oh really?
And it's called Truck Me Centrically.
Truck Me Centrical?
Yeah.
I have to look out for that.
Cool.
I've seen truckers, you know, on their, you know, short videos of them cursing out drivers and cutting them off and brake checking trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when's he gonna hit? When's he gonna bang?
Yeah, I don't do stuff like that, but I mean, coming up here to downtown Atlanta, it's kind of interesting, so I figured I'd get it.
Yeah. Do you have a camera in your truck too, or just?
No, I need one. I need a dash cam, especially up here. But
is that a GoPro?
yeah, it's a GoPro.
I would have thought about getting one, but never have. So
They're pretty cool.
yeah. All right, just give us a few minutes.
All right. Really turning out to be an interesting morning. And they're already, I mean, receiving's here. They said I had to wait till 7, but I mean, it's about 6:15 and there's already people in there. So I got to shamelessly plug my YouTube channel to an Australian guy that works at Home Depot. He said he's gonna check it out. That's what I love about this GoPro too. He's like, is that a camera or is that a light? People don't always know that it's a camera. Sometimes they just think it's a flashlight. Okay, so he did put that loaded trailer in that dock. Now he's hooking back up to the one that he just pulled out, and I'm assuming that he's gonna be on his way after this. That's why I didn't automatically pull in over there. I didn't know which way he was gonna leave, or, you know. Apparently, just like Schneider, apparently Warner has some kind of dedicated contract with Home Depot just the same, because every Home Depot I go to, I really don't see that many Schneider trailers at any of these Home Depots around here. I've seen a few of them, and I know that when I worked for Schneider, they had an account with Home Depot. There's a huge distribution center in Alabama just west of Birmingham for Home Depot, and I had that position for a couple weeks. I was filling in because they were short on drivers, so for a week or two I actually ran dedicated loads for Home Depot, and all my loads I picked up came out of that distribution center. God, I can't remember what the name of the city is over there, but it's west of Birmingham off of I-20. McCalla, Alabama, or something like that, maybe. It was pretty interesting. It's kind of cool. Didn't make that much money doing it, but it was a job, you know. I'd pick up a load and I'd go out. Sometimes I'd be out for half a day, or, you know, sometimes I'd take it 50 miles and deliver it somewhere in Alabama. Then other days I would go to freaking up to a day away to get there. I went to Little Rock and went to New Orleans and different places like that. Now I'm gonna pay attention to whichever way that he's using to leave. I don't know what he's doing right now, if he's waiting on me to move. Yeah, he is. You got enough room to get through there. since he's leaving that way, I think what I'm gonna do is try to back up right here, if I can do that. I'm gonna back up again. I'm gonna do this one more time. Because I actually talked to my boss yesterday. He's delivered here before, and he said that they unload you right there. So what I'm gonna do to prevent being facing that way and being forced to go through the front parking lot, I'm gonna leave the same way that I came in, which is also the way that he's leaving. So what I might do, I can't back up anymore because he's sitting right behind me. What I'm gonna do, unless they tell me otherwise, is I'm going to try to back up into that alley. And I'm not really in a very good spot to set myself up to do this. I needed to back up a little bit more to get the trailer at a good angle, but I'll see if I can make it work like this. Doesn't look like there's going to be enough room to do this. Okay, now I can kind of try to get the trailer at more of an angle by coming up this way. But what I've been waiting to do for, you know, this whole time since I got here is find a good spot, or you know, figure out for sure where I'm gonna get unloaded at so I can get out and start unstrapping this stuff. But I don't know that I'm gonna have enough room to do this. Problem is there's stuff over here. You guys see in that mirror, there's stuff right there, so I can't exactly cut it at as much of an angle as I would like to. See, I'm too close to this stuff over here. See that? Too damn close. I can get it, I'm just trying to work with it. I'm gonna pull up one more time. You see what my problem is, right? I need to straighten my tractor out now, and I don't have that much room to do this, but I might have just enough. If these racks weren't sitting here, this would be a hell of a lot easier to do. And these spread axles on this trailer, that's what the problem is. When you're trying to turn, whether you're going forward or backwards, once you get to a certain angle, the trailer's gonna stop wanting to turn because the axles are spread. So you're gonna find that you're doing more pushing up against the frame of the trailer than you are actually turning. And if you're not careful, you can really screw some stuff up. But there we go. I'm gonna try to get more centered in the alley so he can get on both sides of me. Try to get the ass end of the trailer over further onto that passenger side. It's probably enough. That looks good to me. I'm gonna make sure he's okay with that. You good with that? Okay. Okay, guys. Just like every other time, I gotta sweep my trailer off. Look, there's the Bank of America, or Gothic building. Interesting thing about that building is I have a buddy that used to be a commercial electrician, and the guy that trained him actually worked and ran wires in that building back in 1992 when they built the thing. Alright guys, the forklift guy, he asked me a second time what the name of my channel was. I think he really is going to look it up, and that's pretty cool. So if you find this video, mate, good day, and thanks for watching. Now the conundrum that I'm having now is obviously getting back. It is later in the morning. There's going to be more traffic on the road at this point. So what I'm gonna have to do is double check with maps here and make sure that it's not going to change my route on me, which would be a nightmare in a situation like this. I'm going to go back the exact way that I came in because I think that's probably the path of least resistance. There is another way that I could take that I'd love to show you guys, which would give you a much better view of everything, but I don't feel that it would be the right choice, especially not on a weekday morning during rush hour. So I mean, it's going to be hard enough to do this, and by doing that it's just going to make it even worse. I'm hoping I can give you some nice shots of the city here in Midtown without running into too many issues in the process. We've got a food service truck up here. Okay. We've got a double left turning lane, so I'm gonna have to get all the way over into that lane on the right side. Which means I'm gonna be blocking everything pretty much, but I have to do this. Don't really have a choice. See, I'm blocking everything right there. Oh, that building says Sears, Roebuck & Co. Ponce City Market. That's an old building right there. It's obviously not a Sears anymore, but it was originally. Yeah, retail store. That's kind of cool. All right, lights turning. Here we go. Now, somewhere not far from here is a cool place that I want to tell you about. So my wife, she's a nurse, right? If you guys didn't know that. But she works from home, and she works for one of those medical groups that manage like all the hospices and stuff for the state of Georgia, like a lot of them. And she's like a back office supervisor for like a team of medical staff or whatever. But she has these like work meetings a couple times a year, and she always wants me to go with her to the work meetings. Well, there was one I went to a couple years ago where they got together in Atlanta, and I can't remember the name of the place that they met at. I'll have to look it up and put the name down on the screen, but it was awesome. It was like this, it was kind of like a bar, but it was like a club or something where it had like multi-levels, and it was probably about 5 stories high altogether, but it was just, you know, different. Sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate right now. I'll finish that in just a minute. I'm gonna try to make this turn without taking anything out. Okay. So like I said, it was about 5 stories high, and on each floor there was a bar, but it had like all these different kinds of beer and stuff on tap. But the crazy thing about it is it was almost like, you know, one of those machines that you get drinks out of at the gas station. You know, you just you put your cup under there and click the little tab and it spits the Coke out or whatever. Well, that's what it was like here, but it was all like beer. And so it was really cool. But then on the very top level, like the 5th story of the building, there was an actual bar. And I just remember having a lot of fun. Like her company, they paid for all of our drinks. And so I went on each floor to just to try different kinds of beer that I'd never tried before. And I found some pretty good stuff. But it was all on tap, and it was all, you know, you get it out of those little machines, drink dispenser machines. And we had a lot of fun when we did that. It was really cool. Okay, there's just a ramp from here that looks like it goes straight onto the connector. So the bad part was back there, and it looks like we got through it no problem. I've never taken a truck on this road before, but I'm glad I know it's here. I mean, they've got these no truck signs, but this is the most viable way to get access to US 78 from the connector. So I don't know who they're trying to kid by putting up those no truck signs, but this is really your only viable way when you're coming from the south side. Like I told you guys at the beginning of or earlier in the video, I've had to take a truck into downtown before several times, but normally what I did in the past is I would come in from the east side, like Decatur, or the west side, Bankhead. I've never had to come up from the south. And this is the best way to do it for sure, because this road takes you straight to Ponce de Leon Avenue, the road we were just on where the Home Depot was. It's a really good shot of Peachtree Plaza, the Westin high-rise hotel. I've stayed there before too. My wife and I on our 4th or 5th wedding anniversary. We got a room there. It's got a rotating restaurant up at the top of it, which we should have ate at, but we didn't really get a chance to eat there. Okay, I can see the signs. And it looks like okay, it looks like I'm gonna be fine in this lane, so that's good. There's a better shot now. So the hotel I'm talking about, it's, if you look at the skyscrapers, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 3rd one from the left. That's Peachtree Plaza. Been to a lot of concerts in Atlanta too. If you guys are from here, you might remember the radio station from back in the day. When I say back in the day, I mean like the 90s, the radio station 99X. Well, they used to have these free concerts every summer where a bunch of different bands would come and play, but it was free. You didn't have to pay anything. And one year they had it in Atlanta. It was called On the Bricks, I think. And I went to that concert back then. Also, my very first concert when I was 16, my girlfriend and I came up here and saw System of a Down, and there was an opening band for System of a Down. It was Mars Volta. If you guys know that band, opened for System of a Down, and I got to see that. My first concert ever. There's another band called Dredge that I saw. It was the Tabernacle that I saw System of a Down at. Then I saw Dredge like 3 or 4 times at the Masquerade, which the original Masquerade is no longer there. They like condemned the building because it was so old. It's supposed to be really haunted too, but I saw Dredge at the Masquerade several times. And that band Modest Mouse, I saw them at the Masquerade. I saw Tool a couple times, but it wasn't in Atlanta, it was in Gwinnett. At the Gwinnett Arena. But I've never been to the Fox Theater. Been to the World of Coca-Cola, which is not far from Fox Theater. Actually, I think we're gonna drive past it, but there is what's known as the Porsche test track down here by the 285 interchange, and it's awesome. So basically you go there, you pay about, last I heard it was like $400, but basically you can drive a Porsche GT3 RS on their test track. Like they'll walk you through it, they'll train you. You've got like a mentor or whatever, a coach in the passenger seat, and you actually get to drive on the track, which is really awesome. I was planning on doing it eventually when I had my old job, but now I don't make enough money to be forking out that kind of cash to drive a Porsche. But I was planning on doing it when I had my old job. There's a lot of stuff I was planning on doing when I had my old job that's out the window now. Look at that traffic on the northbound side. Okay, I might have to get over one more lane. Guys, despite not doing it much these days, I've been to most of the major cities in the United States. Well, I'll say this, I've been to most of the major cities on the eastern half of the United States, but it's been a long time. I've been to New York, I've been to Philadelphia, Boston, Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville, all the major cities, Charlotte, Dallas, Austin, Kansas City. I've been to all of them a time or two, or maybe more. I used to have to go through New York City all the time when I was over the road. Okay, so Porsche Avenue, that's where you go to get to the test track. It's gonna be on the right up here. And sometimes, it's probably too early now, but sometimes when you come through here, you'll actually see them out on the track racing and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's right there. Not much to look at from this angle, but that's the track. That's part of it right there. The airport's right over there, Hartsfield. And okay, I guess that's the last thing I'll show you in this video. Thanks for watching it. I really wish that I would have filmed the last Home Depot load where I had to go to Atlanta to deliver. It wasn't that store, it was a different one. It was like on the east side of Atlanta, close to Little 5 Points. And it was actually more challenging than that one. That one wasn't bad. That was pretty easy compared to some of the other stuff I've had to do when delivering in Atlanta. But it was still kind of interesting, so I decided to film it. But the last one, man, oh, wish I would have filmed that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, we'll catch up. I'll give you an update on what's going on with my story how things are going with my predicament that I'm in. Because honestly, right now, I'm still waiting. I don't know. I'm waiting to hear something. So I don't really have an update to give you. Just wanted to show you Atlanta this morning. So I'll see you next time. Take it easy.